Here we go, starting off at 285 pounds. We've got McGuanago's own Grant Stromberg taking on Vanden Hoffman. These two have a bit of history. If you read my thoughts, Rokfin article the other day, they met twice at Freestyle State a year ago. It was a tech and a pin. Split matches. Hoffman got the better of him in the first round. Third place match, Stromberg got the fall. He was trailing 8-0 though at the time, so should expect some fireworks here.
And Jake, since then, I don't know if there's many wrestlers in this. We're talking about a lot of high-level wrestling. I don't know if there's many folks that have put in more off-season time than these two. I believe he said Hoffman with 14 off-season tournaments this year. Stromberg with a lot of wrestling action in the spring and summer as well. Yep. So it's going to be fun to see how far these two have come and what is the rubber match between these two.
Hoffman took the mat at Greco Duels. He went freestyle Greco State and then made the trip out to Fargo, lost in the blood round, I believe 5-2, so close to getting on the podium in a really tough junior 285 bracket. And Hoffman with 14 tournaments, as you said. I didn't even know there's 14 tournaments that you can go to this offseason. But these guys are seasoned, they're ready to wrestle. Excited to see what they do in this match. Winner will take on Evan Gratz. So far, just a bit of hand fighting, no real shots, no real attacks.
1 minute in the first period.
You can see the size of Hoffman, thick lower body. Definitely gonna be hard to get to attacks. If Grant's gonna shoot, he's gotta make sure it's a good, quick, clean attack, cut the corner. Do not wanna get stuck under those hips.
And Jake, it's funny, two different builds, but Steve Lurkwin, who did the heavyweight article for this, saw their football programs. Hoffman listed at 245, Stromberg at 243. So about as close as it gets here in this heavyweight tilt, weight-wise.
I think Grant weighed in a pound heavier than Hoffman, but some big boys and a little bit of a shot there, but we're going back to the center. We got 24 seconds left in the first period.
And they've wrestled each other twice, like you said, Jake. Looks like the feeling out period was pretty quick, and now things starting to pick up a little bit.
You can see both these guys a little, not as traditional heavyweight style, a little bit lower in their stances. Not a ton of upper body ties, but a lot of hand fighting, grabbing wrists. But Stromberg able to control the center pretty good here in the first period, and we'll head to the second.
And that's your first period.
And a scoreless first period, but I think we're only going to see the action pick up as Stromberg defers. Hoffman will be taking down with a chance to pick up the first points here in the afternoon.
Nice little breakdown there for Stromberg. Hoffman goes quad pod right away, but sneaks the arm out there, breaks the base, and see if Stromberg commits to this ride. Usually you see a lot of the big guys just take it back up to the feet.
Jake, Stromberg got to be feeling pretty confident. Actually, the first comment in the live chat on the stream saying, "I'm a win." So calling his shot. Must have been before he came down here, of course. Hoffman with the escape. Make it 1-0, 30 seconds into the second period.
Stromberg's taking a couple of those attacks there, but meets the hips and nothing doing. But let's see what happens here. A scoring opportunity. We're going to go big double leg, see if he can convert. We're going to go out of bounds, but some good action here. Minute 9 left in the second. Stromberg trails by 1.
Nice reshot there by Stromberg. Man, you look at that sprawl of Hoffman's. That's the guy you got to be afraid to shoot on, Jake.
Yeah, if you're taking that shot, you got to finish clean. You got to finish fast. If he would have been in the middle there, you might have had a little bit more real estate. Maybe would have picked up 2, but back to the center we go, and just under a minute here in the second.
Stromberg working for a little wrist control here. I like the way he's been keeping the hand on the head. Great high C there by Stromberg, trying to cut the corner.
He gets the 2. Runs it back the other way, and there's 2 points. Let's see if he can get this right out here. He's got 30 left in the second. He's got a point lead now. Let's see if a big escape point here for Hoffman. He's going to get it. It's going to make it 2-2. We got short time here in the second. That was a great job by Stromberg to stay on the attack, scoot the hips in, make it happen, get the 2. We've got short time here. We're going to close out the second, tied up 2-2. Choice will go to Stromberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the second period. Stromberg's choice chooses bottom, Hoffman to ride.
Stromberg with a chance to break the tie here in the third period. Like I said before, both these guys vying off for a chance to face a Mount Grotz, Mr. Evan Grotz of Fenimore later on this afternoon.
Both these gentlemen state placers. D1 for Grant taking 6. Hoffman was a third place finisher. We got all divisions covered here. And then in D3, Evan Grotz sits atop of this 3-man. So we'll see. We'll be taking on Grotz later tonight.
And Jake, funny enough for Hoffman, one of the most impressive matches of the year for him might have actually been a loss in the state semifinals to Auburndale's Sloan Welch. One of Welch's 4 matches of his 51 wins this year that didn't end in pins. So going the distance with him, it speaks a lot to the caliber of wrestler he is, as now we get to see Hoffman be a little more aggressive here for the takedown. Down 1 with 1:13 remaining in the third period.
Sure, we'll see a leg attack here soon for Hoffman. He's got to take something. He's got 1:04 left here in the third. Trails by 1. Stromberg doing a good job of controlling the center, staying active with his hands. We'll see if there's a leg attack coming for Hoffman here.
And down to 45 seconds for the Waiawega Fremont senior. You know, whether it be more active in hand fighting or at least faking a shot, you got to start thinking about forcing a stall call or 2 even here, Jake. But now to the point, you're going to need the 2 here.
The leg attack has to come here. Stromberg's got to be aware of that. We've got short time. We got 20 seconds. The action, the pace is picked up. We'll see if Hoffman can pull something out here, but we got 15 to go in the third. Hoffman trails, takes a peek at the clock, a little head shake. He's going to go a shot here.
Oh, almost in on the leg. Nice job by Stromberg circling away, and Hoffman in on the legs at the edge of the mat.
2 seconds remaining. 2, 1.
And that will do it for match number 1. Grant Stromberg avenges the loss at Freestyle State. He's your champ here, and he's going to take on D3 state champ Evan Grotz. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a crazy match coming up next.
And now, coming out at 120 pounds.
Jake, for Hoffman, love to see that sequence at the end, but it's just too little too late. I think he looked a little frustrated. I think might have had a little bit left in the tank. But a great finish nonetheless. And how about this, Jake? A main event caliber match here in match number 2. And we get a chance to see one of these guys wrestle later. What's the breakdown for this 120-pound bracket?
We've got the speed, the quickness, and the size for Campbell. Peterson, as we said on the podcast, kind of the technician here. Definitely undersized, as you can see, but he wrestles with the best, holds a national rank at 106 pounds. Coach Campbell, 2-time undefeated state champ in D3. So 2 of the best lightweights in the state meeting in match number 2 here. Could not be more excited.
It's just so fun to see Peterson always active with his hands. And Campbell, well, maybe not as active, but you know he can find that perfect time to strike.
And those are the scariest guys where they can fire at any second super fast. They can cut the angle, they can cut the corner. So you always got to be ready. And right there we see a little bit of a fake shot there. Definitely feeling each other out here in the opening minute here. We got 1:06 left in the first. No real leg attacks yet, but I'm sure we'll see something coming.
Good shot there by Campbell. It's funny, these two so used to getting so many wrestlers out of position, but it's like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object here, Jake.
Yeah. A lot of hand fighting, but not really any leg attacks here. Closing in on 30 seconds left in the first. I'm sure we'll see as the match goes on a couple leg attacks, but as we said in the preview, there's got to be some, hoping to see some crazy scramble, and these guys are super good at wrestling through all positions. Never count them out, even if you think you might be giving up some points. They're going to make something happen. So short time here in the first. A little leg attack there for Koji. Nothing doing, though.
Now we're starting to see the tie-ups, and we're going to head to the second with a scoreless match, but definitely nothing short of exciting so far, and this is going to be a difference maker here. Jake Peterson going to choose down.
Going down here to start the second, see what Koji does on top. If he's going to commit to this ride or take it back to the feet. Quick start, caution on red here.
You know what they say about cautions? Might as well use your one. You got two of them.
And there's the whistle, and we're off here. Quick pod right away. Kind of goes that limp leg defense. Koji brings it right up. A quick escape. 6 seconds is all it takes for Peterson. And we're back on the feet here.
Peterson showing off the explosiveness of his own. Campbell working a 2-on-1 right now.
Especially when you're a little bit undersized, you want to mitigate the time you spend on bottom, and he did a very effective get up, get out, and boom, right back to the hand fighting, and here we are. You see Koji's definitely picking up the pace a little bit, using those hands, using that size. But Hawkins so good at those drags and clearing ties. He's comfortable and has a good Greco background.
Campbell might just look to force the action out here. Has Peterson at the edge of the mat.
Yeah, Koji's doing a great job of controlling center. As they've kind of done a 180 around the mat. Hawkins still has butt to the edge, but Koji's just controlling. A little eye poke or something here. We'll get a fresh restart.
Getting a fresh start here, 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Current score, 1-0, Hawkins, Peterson.
We've got 37 seconds left here in the second. Peterson with a 1-0 lead. I'm kind of shocked here, Teague, that we haven't seen a real leg attack yet. About halfway, a little over halfway through this bout. And not a single deep shot yet.
20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Jake, Folk style-wise, I mean, both of these two have to be the toughest wrestler that they've tried to score on before, so maybe a little hesitancy in that sense.
We're going to go out of bounds here. Fresh restart, 8 seconds left in the second.
And Jake, if we end up with a no score here, we come to a big third period where Peterson is just a hammer on top. He has a chance, Jake, to potentially hold down the two-time state champ here for 2 minutes. But can he stop that first move of Campbell's?
Does he commit to the ride? We will see here. And it looks like he will not. And that will be the tying point. It'll be 1-1 here. And I have not been more excited for a minute 48 of wrestling in a long time.
Like all 135 of you tuning in right now. Tie matchup here between Hawkins Peterson and Koji Campbell.
I think it's only match number 2. We got 10 more great matches. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the third bout, which is Brady Collins and Jake Fitzpatrick.
We're down to 90 seconds here in this first 120-pound bout. Now tying up again.
Koji with that shallow underhook, but and there's the
Campbell with the
quickness of
front
Koji.
head.
And he goes limp leg here. See if Hawkins can't go shin whizzer. He's gonna take up the body. No 2 yet. They're gonna wrestle through. Oh my gosh, look at that. Doesn't get any better than that, folks. I don't even know what to say. That's just good, hard, wrestling through positions. Wowza.
I don't even think the crowd's cheering for any certain person, Jake.
And
Just
there's
to
a shot there
show
for
they're putting
Peterson.
on.
He's going to try to go big here. He's going to take it up to the mat. See if he can't cut the corner here. Koji's going to go splits. He's going to lock through the arm here. Some interesting defense. He's going to swim through, kind of go Trivella position. He's going to look for a cradle of his own now. We got 27 seconds left here in the third.
Might be a battle of who can get their hips higher here, Jake. Campbell trying to hook the near side ankle of Peterson. Now going back to defensive. Campbell stepping over the hips, a dangerous position here, Jake. Does get the takedown. Has the leg hooked, holding on to that far ankle. Can Peterson kick out and maybe retake control? And Koji Campbell winning a clash of the giants.
Battle of D2 and D3. Koji Campbell gets it done in the late seconds. What a match. Match number 2.
The crowd absolutely loving it. Wow, what a finish there, Jake. As Campbell will be taking on the winner of this next match.
Let's give it up for Jake Fitzpatrick.
We have Jake Fitzpatrick of Aquinas, 3-time state place winner, a 2022 106-pound champion in Division III, and Brady Collins from East Troy, finishing 3rd at state last year in Division II. Only 4 losses on his freshman campaign. But Collins, again, Jake, one of the more active wrestlers. As you and Nate would say, he's been in the streets this summer in terms of how active he's been with this off-season tournament. But we just saw Fitzpatrick about a month ago. You guys got to see him at the WI Wrestle Duels as well. And it seems like he's just firing on all cylinders at the moment.
Yes, looked great at King of the North. Took out Blake Underwood in dominant fashion. He's looked the best he's ever looked. And you can see the speed right away, the shots. Very efficient with how he finishes. And there's a quick 2. The legs go in. He's going to get the work on top here. But that's what we saw at King of the North, just wrestling through and just being powerful, finishing tough, not wasting a lot of time. And we're going to go out of bounds, a little scramble, and we're going to get a fresh restart. Red stays on top.
Love the movement there by Collins, just trying to get Fitzpatrick out of position. And you know, you got to have the motivation here because Fitzpatrick, he can wear you down on top. And not only that, but he can just pour on points in spades, Jake.
And there we see it. He's putting that boot in. See if we can't score some near fall here. And this is where you don't want to be if you're Collins. Broken flat. He's able to scoot that leg out, though. He's going to run that tight bar. And he's going to stack him here. He's going to get some swipes here. Little bar half combo.
50 seconds to work here. Has both arms wound tightly.
And that is tight. A double arm bar. And he's got 43 seconds. That's tight.
Give credit to Collins, showing great fight. But Fitzpatrick still just able to settle back.
And wow, Collins able to get out of that. He gives up 3, but does not give up the fall. So that'll make it 5-0 for Fitzpatrick. Collins up to his feet. And a little reversal action here, maybe. Gonna sit the corner here. He's got 15 to work with. Fitzpatrick looks pretty comfortable here as the final seconds wind down here in the first period.
Collins with the right idea, though, just has to unable to free that right leg. And Jake, we saw great work from Fitzpatrick on top, but you know, as a former coach, just as someone who loves what lessons the sport teaches you, that fight from Collins is going to be a moment that sticks with me for this event.
Yep, fighting off, never giving up. I mean, that was about as close as it gets, and he just finds a way to get out. And you know, you're still right in this match. It's only 5-0. You got plenty of time, 4 minutes to work with. You just can't let that boot back in. He might be scooting a little bit here. That's where it gets a little sketchy at times when you're rolling around with a guy like Fitzpatrick. He's so good at snatching up bars in half, and he's got that bar half combo again.
And Collins had a couple moments of hip separation, but you can keep that hand-arm control like Fitzpatrick has. You almost let your opponent just almost move into a mistake, Jake. That's what we saw with that first double bar.
And there it is again. But Collins able to get out, get a reversal before he gives up any swipes, or he gives up a 2 count. So they'll make it 5-2 here.
So Jake, it's been a match that through the first half of this is Fitzpatrick has been in control of most of the time. But now here we are, only a 3-point match. So Collins still very much in this. Question for him, how can he get points of his own, not including reversals, as Fitzpatrick with the stand-up attempt here and able to kick away to make it 6-2. Hey, if you're Collins, you know you can score on them. Can you do it on your feet is the big question for the East Troy sophomore.
Yeah, you got to do something soon here. You got short time in the second. You're down by 4. You got to put something together, but that's where Fitzpatrick makes his money. Big mat returns, runs the corner so effectively. And that was just some good, clean wrestling.
We're down under 5 seconds here in the second period. Collins made it a 5-2 match at 1 point, but Fitzpatrick, after an escape and a takedown, with a more manageable lead here, up 8-2. We have Randy Dusing talking to an official.
Next choice, he's going downtown.
And I think we just double checking on the score. Looks like it is 10-2, Jake.
I did award those 2 near fall.
So Fitzpatrick in major territory right now, up 11-2. This is kind of the territory that I think a lot of folks who made picks had this match pegged at, but give credit to Collins, still fighting, but now Fitzpatrick starting to open things up now with another takedown here, 13-2 lead. That's with his strength, just really wears on people. We're talking about wrestling 120. He benches over 250 pounds, squats 315.
Insane. And it'll be interesting here. The winner takes on Koji, so 2 very dynamic wrestlers. And Fitzpatrick is, as you can see, he's strong, quick, and that's going to match up really well against Koji.
1 minute remaining here in the third period.
Got 54 left here in the third.
Patrick looking for that far arm. The legs in it. Pace of the match has slowed down a little bit here. Fitzpatrick with an 11-point lead. Still looking to pick up some near fall. Great switch off to a half.
Short time, 20 seconds.
Collins still staying active on bottom. You'll love to see it. The result of the match, barring a pin, not in question. But Collins still just looking to wrestle a full 6-minute match, and Jake towing the line against someone like Fitzpatrick at an event like this. This is what makes you better in the long run. And
Yes.
Collins has a lot to learn from this event. He's definitely going to take that.
And shout out to Collins stepping in on late notice. Shot him a text a couple days ago, and he said, "Oh, I'll scrap it." And I said, shout out to him taking the match. But Fitzpatrick gets the job done in match number 3. 13-2, and he's going to set the main event. Will be Koji Campbell, D3 state champ, taking on 2022 D3 state champ Jake Fitzpatrick. And we'll be moving to 110. Camden Rugg, Union Grove will be taking on Blake Underwood, a marathon, in match number 4 of the afternoon.
And Jake, this is a match you'll love to see. We saw it with Kellen Wolber last year, where a freshman gets a chance to make a huge statement in front of a Wisconsin heavy crowd. Camden Rugg, incoming freshman for Union Grove. Hey, what better wrestler to prove your worth against than Mr. Blake Underwood of a marathon?
And Blake Underwood, undefeated going into state last year, drops a tight one in the semis by a point, finishes 3rd, so 48-1 as a freshman. Lightweight's in D3, and then Rugg will be in D1. So, you know, we might not be able to see these guys wrestle too much, but this is a great test for Rugg, taking on one of the best lightweights in the state. Dropped a few matches at the duels, but looked really tough. He's in our top 10 pound-for-pound freshman rankings, so 16U freestyle state champ, runner-up last year at Folkstyle Kids State, third place at Folkstyle National, so he's got what it takes to be in this event, and I'm really excited to see how he looks tonight against Underwood. And there's a shot right away, switching off to a single leg. He's going to run corner. A little shallow wizard here for Rugg. Underwood's going to try to take it up top, and he's going to get two on the edge. Nothing yet. Wow, look at that.
Well, now Rugg maybe with the chance. Score. And Jake, do we have college out of bounds rules here today?
College out of bounds.
Let's
rules.
go.
Yep, so it's a cylinder, so you just keep anything in. You got plenty of space.
An impressive defense there by Rugg. And Jake, you maybe could have argued that it was a takedown, but Rugg is staying active, not staying complacent in that position when he was on his butt. Made it a tougher call for the ref. We have a 0-0 to match after a great scramble between the two at the edge.
A little bit of action there, but Rugg's, a little on the edge there. We're going to go out of bounds.
With that action, we're going to get a fresh start on our beat. 41 seconds remaining.
We've got 35 here in the first. A lot of action, but no points yet. Got short time here, 18 to go in the first. Underhook here for Underwood.
We're going to close out the first period. A couple of good sequences off of shots here as we go into the second. We have Mr. Tim Spray asking if Campbell and Fitzpatrick have ever wrestled in season. As far as I know, Jake, they have not in the postseason. 2 years ago, when Fitzpatrick won, he was 106. Campbell won it at 113. And last year was Fitzpatrick at 113, Campbell at 120.
Very excited to see that one. Main event. Should be full of fireworks. And a little Granby roll there for Underwood. He's going to hook. He might be looking at Peterson, but he's going to get a reversal here. Very quick, 8 seconds is all it took. And that leg goes right in. And this is where you come in your freshman year. Top bottom is one that's a game changer. So you can see the legs go right in for Underwood. See if he can't score some near fall here in the second period.
And Jake, even though it was from the bottom position, Underwood found himself in that same scenario over at the edge of the mat in the first period, and just this time able to finish through a little more fluidly. Now with the 2-0 lead on the freshman. I have to say, Jake, pretty solid showing so far here. Oh, he has a 2-point deficit midway through this match.
A tough ride here. We're going to go, look like we're going to on a bounce, so fresh restart for Rugg. Just can't let that leg go in. You got to do anything you get. Seal it off, close it off. We got a minute 2 left here in the second period.
For those of you wrestling fans tuning in, if you know, you think the name Underwood sounds a little familiar, Blake, the son of a Craig Underwood, 4-time state champion from Athens back in the 90s.
So it runs in the family. And that leg goes right back in there for Underwood. Good. Seems like the mat wrestling will be the difference maker here so far. Even though he's not scoring points, it is draining to be under there.
Underwood does have control of that. Although it looks like a potentially dangerous call. Will cause a reset, and a reset exactly what Rugg needs here. Just a fresh start. has to find a quick first move. Can't get caught under Underwood. Does exactly that. Can he get his hips away now? Underwood, a little sloppy on the mat return there, and Rugg able to score off of it.
That makes it 2-1 with 19 to go. Shot there for Underwood. 3, 2, 1, and that will do it for the second period. 2-1 lead going into period number 3. So Rugg's gonna choose bottom here. An escape would tie it up.
And hey, we saw a quick escape. We also saw a moment where Underwood was pretty controlling on top. And hey, another good first move, but Underwood able to stop it. I gotta say, Jake, scoring a point here, not a guarantee by any means. As Underwood with that leg in. It's like he's almost trying to force a banana split for a moment there, Jake. We do have a clock accidentally stopped. They're probably gonna run it down a few seconds. It's now to 151 remaining. Again, another reset here. This is where Rugg has to get his points.
You gotta take advantage of these restarts. And the leg goes in right away. And now double leg goes in. And now he's gonna step 2 over the 1. So he's cleared him out. He's just gotta get this base going here.
When someone throws their legs in on you several times, it just makes you double think a little bit, double check that opening up, and do you see a little hesitancy from Rugg there?
Gotta be one of the most frustrating things on bottom as a leg rider. Rugg here just needs to get height. Just create some action at this point. You got a minute left in the third. Obviously play it safe, but start just creating opportunities, rolling around. Find an angle, find something. He's got 54 to go. And escape ties it up. Underwood with a good claw here. Rugg might be able to get some height here. Kind of an interesting position. No swipes yet. Can Rugg kind of scoot out, go out the back door? Underwood's going to get a little high here.
And do we have locked hands there, Jake?
It looked awfully close, like those hands were locked.
Or he may have had his wrist either way. Rugg doing a little head hunting here on the edge of the mat.
That was a fun little exchange there.
Looking to shake off Underwood. Underwood needs to be careful. Just look at that frame, though. Somehow still keeping the legs in.
And with 10 seconds here, you just got to go. You got to roll, do something. You do those short time stand-ups. This is the time. 10 to go, down by 1. I wouldn't mind a little OT.
Caution against Underwood. Shoulder roll there by a Rugg, trying to create some spacing, looking for a switch. Underwood holding on to the leg, and he will also hold on for the victory.
What a
Great
bout.
match. Saw some impressive things from the freshman Rugg. Folks, keep an eye on him this year, but Blake Underwood, especially his riding ability, just a little too much. And Blake Underwood will come away victorious.
We will move to 161 pounds. We've got Nash Banco taking on Sullivan Ramos.
Ladies and gentlemen, come out 161 pounds from Pittsburgh, wear the red singlet. Let's give it up.
And Jake, this is one that I had as one of my more intriguing matches. Two guys who have always been solid wrestlers, right? But they really caught my attention with their performances at state last year. And man, how many times have these two been in your guys' Instagram just as basically human highlight reels with what they've been doing in the offseason?
Yeah, Sullivan Ramos undefeated at the WR Wrestle duels, just dominant. All techs and pins. Nash Banco Fall Open champ last week. So these guys have been some active Nash Banco and All-American this past summer in 16U freestyle. Sullivan very close. So it'll be very interesting to see this match. Sullivan Ramos up a few weights from his freestyle weight at 138 pounds. So we'll see if the size is an issue, but these guys are filled out their frames. They're ready to scrap. In my preview on the podcast, I thought Sullivan would be too much on top, so very intrigued to see what happens when we get on the mat.
And both these two with the potential to end the match at any time on their feet.
And there's a shot there for Banco. He's going to circle the corner here. He's going to take it high. Good defense there for Ramos as he's able to clear it out. We're back to the feet.
He was a 16U freestyle state runner-up and is a third place finisher in the WIAA folk style state series.
Second year in a row we've had a Ramos at Who's the Big Cheese. Corbin putting on a show last year against Bayport's Jacob Ward.
That was a fun one. They went back and forth. Ward got the victory, but left it all on the mat. We've got 24 left here in the first period. And there's a shot there for Banco.
Ramos looking to tie up there.
Double overs, take him for a ride. Let's do it. We're going to close out the first period 0-0.
Jake, this being the first folk style action a lot of these wrestlers have had in a while. Just seems so far there's been a little feel out period for most of them, and things really start picking up as the match goes along. Starts the second period. Banco will choose it down.
And this is where very eager to see what the ride is here for Ramos. He was so dominant just a few weeks ago.
We have 1 point escape. 1 point escape for Banco. 152 remaining here.
There's the escape. That'll be a 1-0 lead. Shallow underhook here for Banco. Got a minute 20 here in the second. A little bit of hand fighting here. No real leg attacks. Banco was deep in the first period, but some good defense by Ramos.
Closing in on 1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the second period.
As you said earlier, both these guys just kind of feeling each other out. And there's a shot there. Ramos able to defend, re-attack of his own, but nothing doing. And now he's starting to get a little more action here.
Ramos now looking to work Russian here.
We are out of bounds. In the first
Made shooting to the whole other side there look easy, Jake. And down to 30 seconds here. Banco still with a 1 point lead. Banco, as you said, wrestles for Oostburg. The Dutchman might be one of my favorite team names in the state.
I just learned something new. I didn't know that. Close out the second 1-0 lead for Banco.
And head to the third. You have to assume Ramos going to choose down. Ramos, quick build up to his base, and Jake, this is what we love to see. Two great wrestlers knotted up here with a full period to work on their feet.
It'll be interesting here. Who's going to fire first? Who's going to get that attack off? I know we're going to see something.
Let's see Banco put that left hand on the crook of his elbow. Maybe he's going to look for a little slide-by attempt for a moment there.
We got a minute 26 here in the third. Drag attempt for Ramos. Little fake. Got Banco to bite, and there's an attack of his own with those hips. Sullivan's able to do a great job of clearing out. Now a retack. He drops low. Spins around Banco. Ramos will try to take it high here. And this is the action I like to see. Going far angle scramble here. Banco definitely in the better position of the two. Get a little height, split the middle. Now Ramos comes back up. Hoping the ref lets him wrestle through this. Leg high.
Now 45 seconds left in this match, and Ramos with the takedown.
He will take the lead 3-1 with 35 to go here in the third. With the bar claw here.
Now we're down to 20 seconds left. Ramos getting the lone takedown in this match. Can he finish it with the ride out? Curly holding on to a 2-point lead. It's a far side armbar, and
that will do it. Sullivan Ramos gets it done over the Fargo Freestyle All-American. And he's going to take it 3-1.
Your winner, Sullivan Ramos!
Jake, that will take us to our ladies match for this afternoon. We have McGuanago's own Josie Stokowski wrestling in her home gym, taking on Maddie Peach from Milton.
These two train together at AWA, so it'll be kind of interesting to see. Do they let it fly, or is it a little more calculated? So and there's a shot right away for Peach.
Stokowski's looking for a chin whip right away.
Legs go right in. Peach is wasting no time here. Oh, that's a mean getting after it.
Wow, it's really staying aggressive on top right now. It looks like we got a quick answer on how this match would go between the two teammates, as Peach looking for a pin here in the first period and gets it.
Done. Dominant performance for Peach. And we're going to move to 165 pounds, the seventh match of the evening. Charlie Millard will be taking on Caleb Cady.
All right, coming out of your next match at 100.
Charlie Millard, the state champion
From Homestead,
last year, a runner-up 2 years ago. Minnesota Golden Gopher commit. Young Cady, who, Jake, I guess you have a little vested interest as a fellow Pewaukee Pirate. Cady, a place winner last year at a loaded 152-pound weight class.
Yeah, one of the best brackets. Excited to see these two. We said it on the podcast. Cady took out All-American a couple weeks ago at the WI Wrestle Duels. If he can put a full 6 minutes together, he's one of the best in the state. And he's up with Charlie Millard is a guy that has a full 6 minutes in him. He's going to wrestle hard, multiple-time Freestyle Fargo AA, state champ, ranked 4th in the country. So it'll be a very interesting match here. at 165 pounds.
Mr. Randy Farrell keeping beat with the mic right now. Got Van Halen's Jump playing at the moment. Crowd getting into a little bit. And Katie with the shot on Millard.
And there's two
Gets
on the edge.
score is up 2-0. And Jay, keep in mind, we all picked Millard to win this match between me, you, and Nate. It's Millard now with a quickly flipping the script, gets the escape and the takedown. 30 seconds remaining in the first period. But how about that for a sequence there, Jay? Katie getting first blood.
As the crowd's got the claps going. Perfect timing, and now Millard's got a 1-point lead, 17 to go. It looks like he's settled in here on top. They're going to get the right out.
He has that near ankle hooked. We'll take it to the second period with a 3-2 lead, but I think being down one going into the second period, that's a win for Caleb Cady. And here's the thing, Jake. He knows he can get a takedown on him now, but did he maybe poke the barrel a little bit? And now Millard
Thinking the same thing.
We're going to go optional start.
might pick things up.
1 point escape. We are neutral.
Shot there for Katie. He's going to get another one. That's going to be 2 points. That's going to make it 4-4.
Down, Katie.
Like we said, he's got the skills, but can he put it together for the full 6 minutes? And so far, he's looking great in this match.
1 point escape.
I'm knotted up here, 2.5 minutes in. Jake, I think regardless of how the rest of this match goes, as Millard picks up a takedown to make it 7-4. We are going to be talking about Katie's 2 takedowns here in the first half of this match.
2 great leg
For
attacks.
sure.
And now Millard extends his lead 7-4.
It looks like 6-4 we'll have as the score here. Now, while we score being deliberated a little bit, Millard with another tough ride on Katie. If you're Katie, an escape would be huge here. But right now, Jake, on the feet, Katie's made it look even on their feet, Jake, but Millard looking for a second ride out. This could be the game changer in the match.
Yep, it's always that mat wrestling. A veteran move by Millard here, putting on a tough ride. Gives up some scores, but stays to his game plan, sticks to the plan, and he'll take a 3-point lead in the third period.
Katie's choice.
Looks like Katie gonna opt to go neutral. Delivering right now with Coach Ben Askren, who I think Askren thinking about the fact Millard with 2 ride outs so far, stopping that first move of Katie. Katie's probably thinking escape and takedown to knot things up.
And here we're seeing why Coach Ben did not want him to go down. You're trailing by 3, you've gotten 2 good takedowns put yourself in a position to score. And now we got a stall call on Katie. That's a point for Millard. They'll make it 8-4. And we're going to cut him.
8-5 now. I think, was that stall just the warning there, Jake?
That was the point.
So it would be 8-5 after the escape.
8-5 is the score. And let's do it all on the feet here. I want to see some feet wrestling.
Jake, the fact that we have
And there's a
minute
shot there
left in this match. And
I want 10 more
Millard,
minutes.
Point takedown, Charlie Millard.
the fact that we had 60 seconds left here and you're still looking at, thinking about a path to victory for Katie was impressive, but I think Millard really finding his groove now. I think maybe looking to turn this into a takedown clinic here as he's up 10-6 after the cut.
He's going to circle around, grab ankle, and there's your 2:42 to go. Is he going to cut him again? He does.
1 point escape.
12-7, 35 to go. Back to the
Millard
center.
just ready. I think he might be seeing red right now, Jay. He's just in the zone. And Katie picking up those 2 takedowns in the first two period, great, but Millard just, it's impressive how he's able to keep his same pace and energy for a whole 6 minutes.
A whole 6 minutes, and that's why he's ranked 4th in the country. He's one of the best. Excited to see the rest of the year in the state, and then he's going to take his talents to Minnesota, join a bunch of other Wisconsin natives out there. But yeah, powerful, just dominant win here. Gives up some takedowns, but doesn't lay off the gas, and that'll be a 14-7 victory for Charlie Millard over Caleb Cady.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, a lot of excitement there in terms of Katie keeping it close, but Millard ultimately showing why he got looks from a D1 college. It's why he's going to wrestle at one. Now, as they had Ernie Millard can breathe on the sideline over there. He's got that mat side seat.
ladies and gentlemen, now coming out at 126 pounds. Wearing the red singlet.
It's funny,
from
Jake. I
Nashville.
definitely think the
Let's
parents
give it
get
up
way
for
more nervous for these events than the wrestlers do.
Yep. And we've got Charlie Might, Dodgeville, taking on Wyatt Magolski in New London. Might, 2-time state champ, won it in the bracket that Magolski took 4th in. We saw Magolski a few weeks ago at King of the North, and he looked dominant. So excited to see the jumps he's made this offseason. We know what Might's all about. And we're underway here at 126 pounds. Match number 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wyatt Magolski is a junior freestyle state place finisher and a 4th place state place finisher at 113 pounds. Charlie Millard from Dodgeville.
Shot right away from Magolski. Kind of rolls it through, but Might able to catch an ankle, try to run a corner here, but Magolski still got his hands locked. Not a great position, but he's trying to pull it in, get strong here.
Like trying to knee slide here, but Magolski. I got my colors mixed up there, Jake. It's my bad.
See in the chat, Hawken, Peterson versus Campbell. Campbell got the victory in match number 2. He'll be taking on Jake Fitzpatrick. In the main event, it'll be Koji Campbell and Jake Fitzpatrick. Match number 12, the main event. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Funky Fresh Spring Rolls and Combat Corner. Check them out. 2 great brands located right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So thank you, wrestling people. Thank you for supporting us. And we've got the first points of the match here. Might with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, we know Magolski had a great showing at King of the North, beating Amory's Lane Anderson 11-2. But we talked about it on the show, Jake. Magolski, I think just another level or 2 above that. But right now, Magolski only down 2-0. We have a a lot of great things that can still happen in this match. As right now, Mike throwing his leg in.
Short time, 20 seconds here in the first period.
Got 17 to go here in the first. All might so far in this one. Great ride.
We're going to head to the second. Might with a 2-0 lead
Will defer.
over Molski. Mike going to opt to go down.
Mike going bout. Molski to rise.
Wrap to his feet is Might, and there's your escape. 3-0 lead now. Ben has been in the corner for 8 straight matches. He's working hard. A lot of athletes in this one.
Big AWA representation here.
A couple different academies.
Might's up a 3-0 on Molski. Looking to build on his lead, but Molski, he can get that elbow to the ground and circle. Could make some progress, but Might almost just making him pay for the shot right now. Right idea by Molski, looking to get his hips higher.
We're wrestling through it here. Molski's in good position to score.
1 minute, 1 minute.
It's been a pretty wild scramble here. Both these guys kind of just exchanging back and forth, but Might's now in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, Might looking like he was in danger, but just stayed so comfortable and poised in those situations.
Molski just needs to hook this, sink back, get that butt to the mat, start fighting inside. And he does, and he's going to pick up 2 here. And that'll be a 2-point takedown for Molski. That'll make it 3-2. And that's why you
trying to
wrestle through
roll
all
through.
positions.
Molski almost had that arm trapped.
And that's one of the things when we watched King of the North a few weeks ago against Lane Anderson, Molski just seemed just a little bit too savvy in all those different positions and wrestles through that tough one there and gets 2 points and pulls it within 1 here with short time in the second.
And we are going to head to the third period here, Jake. We have a match. Wyatt Molski. It took a lot of work, but able to pick up that takedown after a fun sequence. And it looks like we're going to take things to our feet right away. As Mike feeling confident on his feet. Jake, you'll love to see it. He just gave up a takedown, and
he said, let's go back to the feet. I'm fine with it. So 3-3, third period. And Molski finds his way to a leg here, not in a great position, but see if he can wrestle through here, make something happen.
Jake, I just got to say, take our attention back to the wrestling here once things start to fire up, which they will, but how impressive is it? A wrestling room, a group of 3 here has a little shuck by Mike as he picks up the takedown. For someone to get so much better in their own wrestling room in the winter, you have a Charlie Might, Reed Spurley, and Hakan Peterson, 5 combined state titles, listless national accolades between the 3. That's just not something you're just blessed with that when you're those 3. Think of the live goals between them when they're in those groups of 3.
All back-to-back weights, so that might be the best 1-2-3 punch ever.
I mean, most weekends, the best matches you're going to get are going to be your practices throughout the week.
I would love to go into that room and see some of their battles, but yeah, talk about a group of 3. Multiple state titles in there. And Hawkins still has 3 years left, so going to add several more, I'm assuming. And we got 44 left in the third. Right back to that first period leg ride for Might. Man, once he gets that leg in, he's pretty dang dominant.
Now 30 seconds remaining here. Might be looking to pick up some near fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now on short time, 20 seconds remaining.
And if Might holds on to the lead here, Jake, are we going to see a head throw on RQ later?
We're winding down here, period number 3. And Charlie Might gets the victory 5-3 over Wyatt Molski. And that will do it at 126 pounds.
Molski definitely making them work for it, though. Great match between those two. Jake, as we're going to be jumping weights a little bit. As we go up to the heavyweights, you have Grant Stromberg, got to see his win earlier against Vanden Hoffman. Taking on the state champ from Fenimore, Mount Gratz himself. Evan Gratz, the big man. These two, Jake, love to throw. This might be the match with the biggest throw potential, and you'll love to see it. Got to combine 520 pounds on the mat right now, as we're getting into the final third of this Who's the Big Cheese.
And this will be an exciting one. Throws, and more throws for Gratz. Same for Stromberg, a lot of experience in the Greco world. So it should be an interesting matchup here. And I'm gonna bet we're gonna see something happen. Someone's going flying.
State freestyle. Evan Gratz is a junior freestyle and Greco state runner-up, as well as a D3 state champion. Point takedown.
And Gratz is all of 285.
Yeah, listed in the Fenimore football program as 290, so one of those guys who actually needs to watch it a little bit before stepping on the scale during the winter. And it looks like we have a locked hands here. Stromberg still with the chance.
That's gonna tie it up.
The rare 2-point escape there, Jake. Not,
Yeah.
By the way, for folks tuning in, that's not how it's gonna be scored, of course, but
Skate point, locked hands point, ties it up, 2-2, we're back to the feet.
you like to see guys wrestle through that. Sometimes if someone knows they have the locked hands, they'll just let it go and look for a reset.
Gratz loves to get that 2-on-1. Stromberg just needs to keep clearing. Really, if we talked about this on the show the other day, RQ's game plan would be just stay out of the ties, get to your shots, don't shoot underneath, but we see the size difference here, and we see the power that Gratz has and the ability to tie up arms and get to his upper body ties.
Yeah, just forcing the issue with his strength right now.
We got short time here in period number 1. It'll be a 2-2 match going into period number 2.
For the folks tuning in following this, is Stromberg gonna choose it down. Got a couple of Nina matches coming up here. Jacob Herm of Nina versus Ian Krapp of Fenimore. Kellen Wolbert of Oconomowoc gonna be taking on Declan Cook. And then we have that 120-pound final. Jake, you love to see it. A few schools here with multiple wrestlers going at it. Dodgeville brought a bus for Peterson and Might.
Yes. Excited to see that. Love the community showing up for their wrestlers. Makes it fun. And Stromberg up to his feet here in period number 2. And he's going to take the lead, 3-2.
Stromberg looking to get in on a shot. Gratz, the deep underhook looking to tie up. Stromberg wisely trying to circle out of it there.
And that'll, yeah, you don't want to be in those ties. That's where Gratz makes his money. Gratz finds his way right back into it. He's going to jack it up. And
Stromberg with the throw of his own keeps the feet in. Grotz trying to roll through.
And wow, that college out of bounds. Stromberg's keeping that foot in. He's got the swipes. It's locked up. And we're going out of bounds. He's going to get a full set of 3.
And great awareness there. We got a replay of that throw as Stromberg sending him flying. So flipping the script a little bit on Mount Grotz. Stromberg now with the 6-point lead. But Jake, could this just be the beginning of the high-flying action here at heavyweight?
Yeah, that was speechless. That was pretty crazy. On the edge, we see that college out of bounds. But yeah, big points there for Stromberg, 8-2. If he gets this right out, he goes in the third period up by 6. Grotz got choice. You think Grotz is going to go down and get that free point? That makes it 8-3. Still down by 5, so he's going to have to go big.
Well, the way Stromberg's riding right now, and I don't even know if we can classify it as a free point at the moment.
And we're going to go to period number 3. 6-point lead for Stromberg. And Grotz is just going to go neutral here. Down by 6. If you're Stromberg, you just got to stay out of the ties, move your feet, move your hands. But if you're Grotz, you're going to continue to look big.
And Grotz staying composed out there. It'll take just one move for him to get back into this, but Stromberg, just what a throw. Jake, that's going to...
It was
one of the first things I tuned back into at the conclusion of this.
And that just changes the whole match. You get those big near fall points. Now a shot for Stromberg, and he's going to get 2. And that's going to make it 10-2 here with a minute 33 left in the third. And what a nice shot there for Stromberg. Efficient on the finish. First period, that shot didn't work, but start to wear on a guy for a little bit.
A big question for Stromberg. Can he hold on here? I mean, he is up 10-2, so it's turned into a commanding match for the McGuanago senior. It seems like he's starting to wear on Grotz a little bit. 1 minute remaining here in the third.
And what a ride out here for Stromberg. Not a whole lot of action underneath by Grotz. Already hit with stalling. Stromberg still working on top, digging it out. And there's another stalling call. That'll be at 1 point. That makes it 11-2 in favor of Stromberg.
Wow, Stromberg just staying the course, staying out of the ties initially. Just seems to have wore down Grotz to a point. And the head's on the mat like that, Jake. That's when you know, and even if there's time left on the clock, the match is essentially over there. And we're gonna get a quick look again here at that last shot. Just a great penetration step and cutting the corner. Grotz didn't even have a chance to sprawl out. Wow, what a performance there by Grotz in front of his home crowd.
Gotta be excited for that one. Come in, avenge a loss, and take out the D3 state champ in dominant fashion. And we're gonna move to 150 pounds. Jacob Herm, Nina taking on Ian Kraft-Fenimore. Stromberg's gonna come by, give us some knucks.
Didn't forget me this time, Jake.
That was a fun one.
Up next here now, Jacob Herm, a two-time state runner-up, taking on Ian Kraft of Fenimore. State runner-up last year at 132 pounds. Keep in mind, Jake, lost to four-time state champ Braden Sonnentag of Cadott.
And only loses by a point. And I mean, that, like we said on the podcast the other day, sometimes you can take those good things away from losses, and it sucks in the moment, but one of the best to do it in the state. And He's going to come back this year, look for a state title of his own. But interesting matchup here. I don't think these guys have ever wrestled. It was originally Herm and Peach, but Crap fills in on late notice, so shout out to him. A little arm drag here. These Fenimore boys, super proficient with these upper body ties. And these guys are scrapping here on the edge.
Just showing off the speed right away here in the early goings of this match.
Ooh, a nice leg attack there for Herm. Kind of club go low single.
Jake, who's the Big Cheese Greco version? It was almost just basically a Fenimore duel.
Pretty much.
And you can see the way when Crap defends that shot, it tries to just take it to that upper body action right away.
We got 48 left here in the first.
So no score here yet, but plenty of action.
Yeah, these guys are letting it loose, hand fighting, going crazy. A couple leg attacks, but no points. But it's the stuff like, oh, and there's a leg attack. We're going to fireman's here.
Might see a
on the
Kelly
edge.
dump,
Oh!
and Herm catching the arm. And they are going to call control. We are seeing some swipes at the edge of the mat.
We're going to go out of bounds with 4. And that's going to be 2 points, 3 points awarded on the near fall. No points.
Guessing this will be a discussion at the end of the period. I definitely thought I saw 2 swipes. It's been looking like it is still 2-0 right now. So maybe it was just a swipe and a half, Jake.
Yeah, close.
Nonetheless, just
Quick to his feet, and there's the escape.
so 2-1 for Crap. And hey, he had a great attempt at the Kelly dump there. It's a heady move by Herm, though. You don't see that dump stopped often to where he can get a takedown and potentially some near fall off of it. But Herm stopped him just long enough for the ref to call control. Got a 2-1 match here, 30 seconds into the second period. What a slide by Herm to make it 4-1.
Yeah, good shuck there. And he can make it happen. He's going to get this bar now. Grabs the wrist, little bar half.
And this is not where you want to be if you are Ian Crap of Fenimore. Jacob Herm might have the meanest armbar in the state, Jake.
And he's looking for it here. And he is just pretty vicious. We got 58 here in the second, 4-1 lead for Herm. And that bar half is deep. He's going to try to sink it over. He
At
is
that
just-
opposite wrist, and give credit to Crab just for fighting this right here. Does have a bar and a half working now, so has that opportunity to jump sides. And if anything, even if he doesn't get points off of it, just wearing the Fenimore wrestler out at the moment. And it's tough, Jake, because you don't even really have an opportunity to create spacing, try to improve your position. You almost just hold on for the ride and hope the top guy gets out of position, but Herm is so comfortable with that arm bar.
just suffocating with that thing. And he ride about 50 minutes of having that arm bar. No points, but that drains the bottom man. We'll head to the third period, 4-1 lead in favor of Herm.
Downtown.
And there's the escape. They'll make it 5-1.
A crap, either a three, they have to take down and let Herm up for 3 total takedowns to knot things up. Or go the Fenimore way here and look for a 4-5 point move to even it back out. Now Herm with a 4-point lead. Doesn't need to wrestle dangerously here. Doesn't need to put himself in those positions.
And once again, I want to thank the sponsors of this event, Combat Corner and Funky Fresh. Funky Fresh spring rolls. Check them out in all the local grocery stores. And then Combat Corner, official gear partner of WI Wrestle. Shout out to both of those companies. Check them out. CombatCorner.com and then Funky Fresh springrolls.com.
So they got Funky Fresh in the stores now. I knew.
Yep. They're slowly getting all over the state. I know they're in the Sendix by my house, but great spring rolls. Woodman's, they're everywhere. So go check them out. And then Combat Corner for all your gear needs. Both located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But shout out to them for helping us put on this great event. And thank you guys for tuning in live. We got the co-main event coming up next, Kellen Wolbert and Declan Cook. And then the main event, Fitzpatrick and Campbell. We're closing in on a short time here, 22 seconds left in the third. And as you said earlier, in this third period, Herm just going to kind of slow it down. Doesn't need to put himself in any dangerous positions, especially when you got a Fenimore guy and they can score points quick.
Yeah, and you can even afford to give up a stall call or two. I know Herm hasn't, but he will hold on for the victory, setting the tone, stalling Kraft's shot in the first period, picking up that first takedown, adding to his lead in the second, and Jacob Herm of Nino will win 5-1 over Ian Kraft of Fenimore. Now we have Herm's teammate, Declan Cook, coming up. Cook, a third-place finisher at 113 pounds last year. Taking on Jake, one of the most impressive wrestlers in the state, pound for pound. The undefeated freshman state champ last year from Oconomowoc, Mr. Kellen Wolbert. As not in Oconomowoc's gym, but Oconomowoc is almost as close as it gets here. So again, a strong local showing here.
And I believe it was 2022, Declan Cook pinned Wolbert at Freestyle State. I believe caught him in some sort of throw. I'm not exactly what it was, but I know both these guys have been looking forward to this matchup. The co-main event for a reason. Two dynamic wrestlers, kind of a clash of styles. We've got Cook is very defensive. He can hold position really well, really tough on top. Wolbert makes the money on his feet, as we see here. Single right away, but now we're going to go a little over-under here. Cook able to defend, but what I was saying, he's so dang good with his defense that Wolbert's going to have to stay composed, and he's going to get a lot of shots like that where he may not convert right away, but you got to stick on the attack and not discourage. But 2-on-1 here for Cook.
Yeah, look at him pushing the pressure right now.
And an undefeated 60U freestyle duel participant. Kellen Wolbert is a 60U freestyle Fargo champ and an undefeated state champion as a freshman.
Great blast double there by Wolbert. You know, Cook good at defense here at Jake, and you know, we kind of saw the same thing with Wolbert's matches against Ben Bast of West Bend West last year. It's not the shots in the first period, you know, that you should totally be worried about if you're a good defender. It's the shots in the third when you're tired and Wolbert's still bringing
the
that
heat.
same speed and explosiveness.
He's got to be one of the best wrestlers on the feet in the state. But Cook here is doing a good job of slowing him down. He's holding position. And we're going to, some good action here. We got 27 left in the first.
Wolbert in deep right now.
But this is where Cook makes his money. He's so dang good from these positions, slowing the offensive guy down and just slowly kind of working the corner. Short time here. Don't want to do anything stupid here. Wolbert, you don't give up two at the end. And I think we're going to close this one out 0-0.
While we're trying to make those small adjustments to hop his hips over.
Red choice.
Great first period there, Jake.
Cook's goal bottom. What was your ride?
No score, but kind of the match you and Nate talked about perfectly so far. Wolbert with a couple of good shots. Cook able to defend them, but I like to see Cook controlling and working his own ties as well.
Yeah, very kind of like what we were thinking, as you said, and it's going to be interesting to see if Kellen can keep that composure and keep attacking and not get discouraged and kind of fall away from his game plan, because there's a great shot. And let's see if Cook can get out of this one. This one's tough here, but that whizzer, he's going to go that limp leg out.
Trying to turn it into a scramble, but Wolbert staying so controlled. Going to pick up the takedown.
I'm going to go, almost got a Turk in here. Let's see if he commits this right. 1:11 left in the second. Show off some of his riding skills here.
The huge thing for that takedown by Wolbert, Jake, is, unless you can find points on top against Wolbert, if you're Cook, this basically means you have to get a takedown if you're looking for a path to victory in this match.
Yeah, and the big mat return there.
30 seconds remaining here in the second period.
And that's where it's tough. Those defensive guys can defend those shots, but you got to be able to convert and get some attacks of your own. We're going to see here what the choice is. Cook trails by one. I think Wolbert's going to get the choice here. It'll be interesting. Does he go down?
Wouldn't be shocked, honestly, to see him go on his feet.
It'll be interesting. I think he's going to go down because Cook's going to have to cut him unless he thinks he's going to turn him.
Wow, great first sequence there.
Couldn't write that one up any better if he gets the points here. But Cook doing a good job here holding on to that leg. That was quick.
Yeah, and Jake, Wolbert must have listened to the podcast where we talked if Cook's going to win. He's got to hold Wolbert down on top, and it's possible. And I think Jake's just trying to, or Kellen trying to make sure, let him know, no, I definitely have that explosiveness. It translates to the bottom game. But, hey, a reset here, which I think in this case favors Cook. Again, Wolbert able to build it back up. Cook still holding on to an ankle. Now Wolbert trying to kick away at the edge of the mat.
1 minute, 22 seconds remaining in the third
You
period.
can see him keep that motion going. Only question is, Jake, with these resets, how many times can you do those flurries when you're on bottom?
Yeah, it's exhausting. Then it's also Cook's got to be able to score some points here. He's trailing by one, so no riding time. So, and we're looking maybe reversal here, but we're going to go out. So Cook's got to get to work here. Trails by two.
Now we got to see Cook on the offensive.
Plenty of time to get to work here for Cook. Little shot there, but this is where Wolbert's so dang tough, is his front headlock position. Can't cut the corner, run the corner.
Elbow wasn't deep for a moment there.
Cook doing a good job of holding on that thing, hoping to maybe get a stalemate here. Wolbert's trying to run the corner. Somehow, and doubles through for two. Great chain wrestling, stay on the attack, and that will make it
And
5-1.
how many times have we seen a Kellen Wolbert blast double right off the mat?
There's been a lot.
Just absolutely impressive, and knowing his whereabouts and kind of just taking advantage when his opponent stopped for even just a split second.
And then boom, he attacks.
20 seconds remaining here in the third period.
So we got short time here. The co-main event, Kellen Wolbert is going to get the job done over Declan Cook. And oh boy, am I excited for this last one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Kellen Wolbert!
And Kellen Wolbert just opening things up a little bit. Wins at 5-1 over Declan Cook. At least for now, Jake shutting down my doubts about his ability on bottom. And Jake, fill us in on this main event here, the finals match of this 4-man 120-pound bracket, two D3 powerhouses.
Ultimate finale. Coming out wearing the red.
We got Koji Campbell, undefeated two-time state champion. Let's took out another undefeated state champion in Hockey Peterson earlier. Taking on a three-time state place winner from Aquinas. State champ 2 years ago. And the blue gold seems to be wrestling his best in this last month. Now we really get to see it on display here against Campbell. Jake, it's the moment we've all been waiting for.
The main event, I'm excited. I'm a little I don't know why I'm nervous, but this is going to be a great match. And we saw Fitzpatrick a couple weeks ago, and he looked great. He looked great in the first round, and this is a great test against one of the best in D3, one of the best in the state. And I'm amazed these two have never met before. And it's two dynamic guys, high powerful offenses, so we're in for a treat. And there's that speed for Fitzpatrick. He's so dang good at cutting that corner. He's going to treetop finish, but Campbell's got the hands.
Yeah, we'll see how Campbell can counter from this one. And he
there's
won't be able to as
that's
Fitzpatrick.
two on the edge. And that's the quickness and just the power that Fitzpatrick has.
Funny, so after that first shot attempt, Campbell with a little nod, just like, yeah, this guy's the real deal here.
Yeah. It's like one of those things when you're wrestling someone and you feel that power for the first time, and you're like, yep, it's there. And look at those mat returns. I mean, quick twitch, powerful, and this is going to wear a guy down. And it's those little things where you can let a guy go, get back on the feet, but you do a few of those, you break a guy flat, you throw a boot in. That's when you start to wear a guy out and wear him out mentally too.
So now if you're Campbell, do you think of a different way to create that space instead of going right to the stand-up? We got 43 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, you got to find a way to maybe you're hitting some knee slides, maybe something on the mat, maybe you're looking reversals because you know those mat returns are so powerful. And if you do it, you got to be out, and you cannot let Fitzpatrick catch those hands. So whether you got to do it on the mat and kind of go look reversal. But if those hands are locked and you're standing up, you're probably going for a ride. And it's, and there's the hand control, there's the escape.
How about the persistence by Campbell to get the escape there? Tell you what, Jake, I get mat returned once, and it's game over for me.
A dozen of those, and he's right back up. That's what makes him so tough. We got short time here, 9 seconds left in the first. 2-1 lead for Fitzpatrick.
You talk about Fitzpatrick's resume this last month or so. Beating Blake Underwood in a pretty solid fashion at King of the North. Forgot if he went undefeated at the WI Wrestle Duels, but had a huge win over Micah Beckett.
3-0 on day one. Took out Micah Beckett, D1 state finalist at 106 a year ago. And I believe it was a major decision, and it was just dominant. I mean, it really had no answers for Fitzpatrick's everything. And right here, we're back to that Powerful mat return. I don't know how he doesn't lock his hands. I mean, this is crazy.
Just that chain wrestling, the transitions
But
that
man,
he has.
both of these guys are just, they're going.
I don't know what's more impressive to take
The
the
return or the ability to keep popping back up right away.
The pace has not stopped yet.
And Koji's just a gamer, man. He's never out of a match. He's always in it. And a lot of guys, I mean, he's right back. And Fitzpatrick actually has a leg in here. Pulls him back.
Huge for Fitzpatrick, just able to slow the match down a little bit. And wow, there was some separation there too. That was just all arms, Jake.
Yeah, that's powerful. And you got double boots in now, and not a place you really going to headhunt here.
Campbell putting Fitzpatrick in danger, and Fitzpatrick wisely bailing out. But Campbell with the lead now. And we have the first of what could be multiple lead changes here midway through this match, Jake.
Halfway through here, minute left in the second. 3-2 lead for Koji now. And a big reversal. It'll be interesting to see if Fitzpatrick, if he can get to his feet here, get an escape tied up. Tough ride here for Campbell. You got to get this escape. You got to get up here. You get choice in the third.
Campbell with that near ankle hook, but Fitzpatrick able to get up. Now Campbell needs to work to improve his position or could get a stall warning. And Fitzpatrick knotting things up. Well, like you said, Jake, Fitzpatrick's choice in the third. Campbell in on a shot, and great defense by Fitzpatrick.
Oh my gosh.
Campbell able to keep positioning, gets the takedown. Jake, great wrestlers that score at the end of periods, and Koji Campbell, let's get another look at that shot to give him the lead again. Fitzpatrick trying to find a near ankle, and Campbell just able to keep his hips high, got his head out, and picked up the two. And Jake, you just feel the energy you're picking up in this building right now. Fitzpatrick will choose down, of course.
We got a 5-3 lead for Campbell. He's riding here. Fitzpatrick got to get out, get to his feet. We know he can score. We know he's able to get to those attacks. Let's see if he can make it happen here in the third period.
Campbell still with that near ankle hook. We've seen Fitzpatrick get out before. Campbell looking for the follow. Fitzpatrick still looking to grind up here. 1:15 left, and there will be a stall warning against Campbell. So now that's big, Jake. If Fitzpatrick gets up, you almost have to give up the escape, right? Depending on your positioning, you don't want to give up that 1-1.
Yeah, and then it poses a threat of once you're on your feet, you cannot be backing up. A little slow here to get back on. The ref's watching all of this. You know, you got to be careful here with that stall call. You still got plenty of time. You got minute 10 here.
So this is the test here. Maybe Campbell getting a little tired. We talked about Fitzpatrick putting 6-minute matches together. This is the chance for the Blue Gold Senior to prove it. Campbell trying to throw a leg in, trying to slow this match down. Jake, regardless of the result, these two have both left it on the mat already. And Fitzpatrick with the escape, down one.
Stall call already for Koji.
Few folks in the crowd starting to get on their feet. 30 seconds remaining. Can Jake Fitzpatrick get the takedown against the two-time undefeated state champion? Looking to tie up with the underhook. Does have a stall call. in his back pocket. We're down to 10 seconds remaining. Fitzpatrick looking for the throw. Campbell get a hold on for the 7-4 victory. And folks, these two are putting on a show this afternoon along with everyone else.
Koji Campbell is the winner of the 124-man bracket, and he came out and he showed us why he is the two-time undefeated state champ. What a match.
And here's the reversal that turned the match around to Jake. Fitzpatrick getting a little high, Campbell getting him out of position, and you know he's going to take advantage of those moments. Gave him the 5-2 lead, allowed him to make the match his own a little bit. But Jake, your final thoughts on the day before signing off?
Man, just shout out to all these guys for coming in and putting on a show. We appreciate all of you guys tuning in live. Shout out to our sponsors, Combat Corner and Funky Fresh Spring Rolls. What an event. Excited for more of these in the future. And thank you guys all for tuning in live.